Very good morning, children. Welcome to the cytology classroom. I hope you all are fine and everybody is fine at home. Children, annuals are very near to you, and I hope you are working for the annual examination very hard. And I had discussed with you so many topics. So today also I am going to discuss with you one of the topic which is a part of your syllabus. So I am going to discuss with you some of the key learning processes. So the topic is the key learning processes. Key learning processes. Children, as you all know what is learning. लर्निंग क्या है ये आप सभी को मालूम है. सो लर्निंग इज एन एक्विजिशन ऑफ नॉलेज विद द हेल्प ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस एंड प्रैक्टिस. लर्निंग क्या है? जो भी चीज़ें आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस और अपनी प्रैक्टिस से एक्वायर करते हो वो लर्निंग है. It is relatively permanent, and the behavioral changes which produced by learning. So learning जो होती है वो permanent होती है, और learning जो होती है performance से different होती है. तो basics जो है हम लोग ने learning के discuss किए हैं कि what is learning? It is an acquisition of knowledge with the help of experience and practice, and it is relatively permanent behavioral potential produced by experience. Learning when take place, it doesn't you can say that omit from your memory system. एक बार जब आप लोग की लर्निंग हो जाती है किसी भी चीज़ की तो वो जल्दी ख़त्म नहीं होती है. सो दिस इज़ द रोल ऑफ लर्निंग. Some of the key learning process I am going to discuss with you today in this video. So when learning take place, be it classical or operant, it involves the occurrence of certain processes. These include reinforcement, extinction, non-occurrence of learned response, generalization of learning to other stimuli under some specifically conditions, and discrimination between reinforcing and non-reinforcing stimuli, and spontaneous recovery. So basically there are 4 key learning processes which we have to discuss about. The first one is the reinforcement. The first one is the reinforcement. The second one is the extinction. The third one is the generalization and discrimination. Generalization and discrimination. This is the third one, generalization and discrimination. The first one is reinforcement. The second one is extinction. The third one is generalization and discrimination. And the fourth one is spontaneous recovery. Spontaneous recovery. So ये 4 लर्निंग प्रोसेसेस है जो कि हम अभी डिस्कस करेंगे वन बाय वन. सो फर्स्ट डिस्कस अबाउट रिइंफोर्समेंट. सबसे पहले हम लोग किसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे? रिइंफोर्समेंट. रिइंफोर्समेंट में एक वर्ड अटैच है, रिइंफोर्स, यानी समथिंग विच रिइंफोर्स द पर्सन. रिइंफोर्समेंट में रिइंफोर्समेंट हो रहा है, ठीक है. वी रिइंफोर्स द पर्सन. इट इज द ऑपरेशन ऑफ administering a reinforcer by the experimenter. It is the operation of administering a reinforcer by the experimenter. So reinforcement क्या है? reinforcement एक प्रोसेस है जिसमें कि एक्सपेरिमेंटर जो है reinforcer को एडमिनिस्टर करता है, यानी एक्सपोज करता है. So here come to the point, what is reinforcer? So reinforcer are the stimuli that increase the rate of probability of the responses that increase the rate of probability of responses. रिन्फोर्सर क्या होते हैं? रिन्फोर्सर वो स्टिमुलाई होते हैं जो किसी भी रेस्पॉन्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी को इंक्रीज करते हैं, तो वो उन्हें हम रिन्फोर्सर करते हैं. दे इंक्रीज द रेट ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ द रेस्पॉन्सेज दैट प्रीसीड. वी हैव नोटेड दैट reinforced responses increase in rate while non-reinforced responses decrease in rate. A positive reinforces increases the rate of response that precede its presentation. Negative reinforcer increase the rate of response that precede their removal or termination. So reinforcement may be primary and secondary. So reinforcement में जो word है वो है reinforcer. Then the reinforcer word is attached here, and these reinforcers are of two kinds. They are of two kinds. The one is primary reinforcer and second is secondary reinforcer. Primary reinforcer and secondary reinforcer. दो तरह के reinforcer होते हैं. अब reinforcement में जो reinforcement क्या है? reinforcement एक प्रोसेस है जो जिसमें कि एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिन्फोर्सर इंट्रोड्यूस करता है. सो रिन्फोर्समेंट एक प्रोसेस है जिसमें एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिन्फोर्सर इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, और ये जो रिन्फोर्सर है ये किसी भी रिस्पॉन्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी के रेट को इंक्रीज कर देता है दैट प्रीसीड. और ये जो रिन्फोर्समेंट है, ये रिन्फोर्सर है, ये दो तरह के होते हैं, प्राइमरी रिन्फोर्सर एंड सेकेंडरी रिन्फोर्सर, व्हिच आई हैव रिटन ओवर हियर. सो प्राइमरी रिन्फोर्सर क्या होता है? इट इज बायोलॉजिकली इम्पॉर्टेंट सिंस इट डिटरमाइन द ऑर्गेनिज्म सर्वाइवल. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फूड फॉर अ हंग्री ऑर्गेनिज्म. A secondary reinforcer is one which has acquired characteristics of the reinforcer because of the organism's experience with the environment. So basically the money, praise and grade are the reinforcer. They are called secondary reinforcer. Basically बच्चों हम लोग की लर्निंग प्रोसेस पढ़ रहे हैं. की लर्निंग प्रोसेस में मैंने आप सभी को बताया, I told you now there are 4 basic key learning process. The one is reinforcement, second is extension, third is generalization and discrimination, and fourth is spontaneous recovery. The first one is the reinforcement. When I talk about the reinforcement, I told you that reinforcement is a process in which the reinforcer was introduced by the experimenter, and these reinforcers are of two kinds, primary reinforcer and secondary reinforcer. What is primary reinforcer? Primary reinforcer are the reinforcer which are biologically related. बेसिक रिइंफोर्समेंट जो होते हैं, बेसिक नीड को जो फुलफिल करते हैं, दे आर कम द प्राइमरी रिइंफोर्सर. और सेकेंडरी नीड्स को जो फुलफिल करते हैं, जो भी नीड बेसिक नीड के बाद आते हैं, जैसे कि मनी हो गया, प्रेज हो गया, ग्रेड्स हैं, ये सारे सेकेंडरी रिइंफोर्सर हैं. ठीक है. सो सिस्टमैटिक यूज ऑफ द रिइंफोर्सर लीड टू द डिजायर्ड रिस्पॉन्स. Such a response is shaped by reinforcing successive approximation to the desired response. So this is the process. So in that case, reinforcement play a very important role. The reinforcer play a very important role in order to produce a desired behavior. एक desired behavior अगर आपको चाहिए तो उसके लिए reinforcer play a very important role. The second key learning process which I am going to discuss with you is extension. I hope the reinforcement concept will be clear to you. Extinction. Extinction क्या होता है? Extinction means disappearance of learned response due to removal of reinforcement from the situation in which the response used to occur. अगर हम reinforcement देना बंद कर दें पर्टिकुलर बिहेवियर के लिए और in the absence of the reinforcement, that learned response disappear, so that is the process of extinction. So extinction क्या है? Disappearance of learned response. जो भी चीजें हमने सीखी होती हैं वो भूल जाते हैं अगर हमें reinforcement नहीं मिल रहा होता है. So if the occurrence of CS and CR is not followed by the US in classical conditioning, or lever pressing is no more followed by food pellets in the Skinner bonds, the learned behavior will gradually be weakened and ultimately disappear. So basically reinforcement play an important role. In the absence of reinforcement, the particular behavior which are learned, it will weaken and can be disappear also. So learning shows resistance to extinction. ये भी एक प्रोसेस होता है. जब हम लोग एक्सटेंशन की बात करते हैं तो एक्सटेंशन पार्ट में रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन भी होता है. रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन ये कब हो सकता है, किस कंडीशन में हो सकता है, या इसके क्या फैक्टर हो सकते हैं रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन होने के. So it means that even though the learned response is now not reinforced, it would continue to occur for some time. However, with increasing number of trials without reinforcement, the response strength gradually diminishes and ultimately it stops occurring. How long a learned response shows resistance to extinction depend on a number of factors. रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन का मतलब ये होता है बच्चों कि एक्सटेंशन को रोकना. एक तरह से आप क्या कर रहे हैं, आप रेजिस्ट कर रहे हैं. तो what are the factors and what are the determinants will be there which will be responsible for this resistance to extinction. क्या ऐसी चीजें होंगी जिनसे रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन जो है वो रुक सकता है. So it has been found that with increasing number of reinforced trial, resistance to extinction increases. Increasing number of reinforced trial, resistance to extinction increases and learned response reaches its highest level. Increasing number of reinforced trial यानी reinforcement के जो trials हैं अगर हम उनको बढ़ा दें तो resistance to extinction हो सकता है. And at this level the performance get stabilized. After that the number of trial do not make a difference in the response strength. So basically children, resistance to extinction हम लोग तब कर सकते हैं जैसे कि अगर नंबर ऑफ ट्रायल्स हम लोग इंक्रीज कर दें और एक टाइम आएगा कि पर्सन का एक्सटेंशन होना रेजिस्ट हो जाएगा, वो नहीं भूलेगा जो भी. फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा, आफ्टर दैट नंबर ऑफ ट्रायल डू नॉट मेक अ डिफरेंस इन द रिस्पॉन्स स्ट्रेंथ. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसकी परफॉर्मेंस जो होगी वो स्टेबलाइज्ड हो जाएगी और क्या है कि रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन जो है वो स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाएगा, वो उतना ज़्यादा आपको ट्रायल्स की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन इंक्रीजेज विद द इंक्रीजिंग नंबर ऑफ reinforcement during acquisition trial. Beyond that, any increase in number of reinforcement reduces the resistance to extension. अच्छा, अगर एक बार वो परमानेंट हो गया बट अगर उसके बाद भी आप reinforcement दे रहे हो तो हो सकता है फिर रेजिस्टेंस टू एक्सटेंशन ना भी हो. So studies have indicated that as the amount of reinforcement increases during the acquisition trial, resistance to extension decreases. If the reinforcement is delayed during acquisition trial, the resistance to extension increases. Reinforcement in every acquisition trial made the learned response to be less resistant to extension. In contrast, intermittent or partial reinforcement during acquisition trial makes a learned response more resistant to extension. So the two conditions came here, children. The one is continuous reinforcement. Either you are giving continuous reinforcement or either you are giving the partial reinforcement. Partial means intermittent, at the interval. So whether the reinforcement is continuous or whether the reinforcement is partial. So that also make a difference. So it has been found that continuous reinforcement will not lead to the resistance to extinction, whereas the partial reinforcement and the intermittent reinforcement may lead to the resistance to extinction. So the two key learning process we had discussed now. Now moving toward the next key learning process. So the third key learning process is generalization and discrimination. Generalization and discrimination. Generalization indicated from the name as something which generalizing it, and discrimination means distinguish between two things. Okay. Now, so the processes of generalization and discrimination occur in all kinds of learning. हर तरीके की लर्निंग में आप जनरलाइजेशन भी करते हो, आप डिस्क्रिमिनेशन भी करते हो. आप कोई भी चीज़ सीखते हैं, हम कोई भी चीज़ सीखते हैं बेटा, तो आप क्या करते हैं, उसी तरह की चीज़, सीखी हुई चीज़ों को आप जनरलाइज करते हो. अच्छा, मैंने यही चीज़ तो यहाँ भी पढ़ा था, ठीक है. Like for example, anything you have studied in psychology and the similar thing if you studied in the physical education, so you generalize it. Similarly, discrimination also take place in the kind of learning. Whenever we do the learning, discrimination also take place. Discrimination means during learning you can generalize between the thing as well as you will be able to discriminate between the thing. आप discrimination भी करते हैं कि ये चीज इससे अलग है या ये चीज इससे सेम है. So however, they have been extensively investigated in the context of conditioning. Suppose an organism is conditioned to elicit a CR on presentation of a CS slide, CS. So CR is the saliva and CS is the light or sound of bell. After conditioning is established and another stimulus similar to the CS, for example ringing of telephone is presented, the organism made the conditioned response to it. So thus the phenomena of responding similarly to similar phenomena, similar stimuli is known as generalization. So basically children, the meaning and the definition of the generalization is responding similarly to similar stimuli. Responding similarly to similar stimuli is known as generalization. You should note it down. Again I am repeating, responding similar to similar stimuli. एक ही जैसे स्टिमुलाई को आप अगर एक ही तरीके से रिस्पॉन्स कर रहे हो तो आप जनरलाइजेशन कर रहे हो. जैसे कि here the example is given, like in the classical conditioning also, the bell was ringing and food was providing to the dog and the response was the saliva. Now instead of the bell, if that is the bell sound was not the same, but the telephone ring was there. If we place the sound of the bell with the telephone ring, but still the dog is responding, still the dog is doing the salivation, so it proved that this basically the dog has responded similarly to the similar stimuli. So this is known as generalization. Now what is discrimination? Again, suppose a child has learned the location of a jar of a certain size and shape in which sweets are kept. Even when the child's mother is not around, the child finds the jar and obtains the sweets. This is a learned operand. Now sweets are kept in another jar of a different size and shape and at a different location in the kitchen. In the absence of the mother, the child locates the jar and obtains the sweet. This is also an example of a generalization. So when a learned response occurs or is elicited by a new stimulus, it is called generalization. Another process which is complementary to generalization is called discrimination. Discrimination. So in the terms of the discrimination, so generalization is due to similarity. जनरलाइजेशन जो है वो सिमिलैरिटी की वजह से हो रही है. वी कैन से इट इज ड्यू टू सिमिलैरिटी. ओके, एंड इट इज ड्यू टू डिफरेंस. ये सिमिलैरिटी की वजह से हो रही है और ये डिफरेंस की वजह से हो रही है. सो जनरलाइजेशन इज ड्यू टू सिमिलैरिटी while discrimination is a response to difference. For example, suppose a child is conditioned to be afraid of a person with a long mustache and wearing black clothes. In subsequent situation, when he or she meet another person dressed in the black clothes with a beard, the child shows sign of fear. The child fear is generalized here. He or she meet another stranger who is wearing grey clothes and is clean shaven. The child shows no fear. So this is an example of discrimination. Occurrence of generalization means failure of discrimination. Very important point, children. Occurrence of generalization means फेलियर ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. यानी ऑब्वियस सी बात है, अगर पर्सन जनरलाइज कर रहा है तो यानी वो डिस्क्रिमिनेट नहीं कर रहा है, और जब वो डिस्क्रिमिनेट कर रहा है तो वो जनरलाइज नहीं कर रहा है. सो बोथ द कंडीशंस आर देयर वाइस वर्सा. सी, द ऑकरेंस ऑफ जनरलाइजेशन मीन्स फेलियर ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन एंड ऑकरेंस ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन मीन्स फेलियर ऑफ जनरलाइजेशन. So discriminative response depend on the discrimination capacity or discrimination learning of the organism. So I hope you have understand about this topic, generalization and discrimination. A very good example of the child is given here, that if a child develop a tendency to have fear with the person who is having a long mustache and beards and wearing a black coat. So similar person, if the child is watching, who is also wearing the black coat and the same thing, long mustache and beard, so the child have a fear of that person also. But in contrast to that person, if the child meet with a person who is very clean shaved and wear the grey coat instead of wearing the black coat, the child had no fear. सो सिमिलर स्टिमुलाई पे रिस्पॉन्ड करने पे जनरलाइजेशन हो रहा है और डिफरेंट स्टिमुलाई पे रिस्पॉन्ड करने पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है. आगे बढ़ते हैं. हम लोग का जो लास्ट की लर्निंग प्रोसेस है, द लास्ट वन इज द स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी. सो वी हैड डिस्कस अबाउट reinforcement. We had learned that reinforcement is a process in which the reinforcer was exposed by the experimenter. We discussed that there are two kinds of reinforcer, primary and secondary. Primary reinforcer are the reinforcer which are guided by the biological need. Secondary reinforcer are the secondary which are guided by the more by the achievement need and psychological need. Then we studied that extinction happen in the learning process. And then we also learned that with the number of trial of the reinforcement, resistance to extinction will be happen. Extinction का resistance भी होता है. So I hope you are understanding what is resistance to extinction, what is extinction. Then we also find out that learning process में generalization और discrimination होता है. हम लोग generalize भी करते हैं, हम लोग discriminate भी करते हैं. आगे बढ़ते हैं. स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी हो रहा है। स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी का मतलब होता है कि जैसे अगर कभी इन केस एक्सटिंक्शन हो जाए, अगर हम कोई पर्टिकुलर बिहेवियर का एक्सटिंक्शन हो जाता है, हमारे जो भी हमने लर्नड रेस्पॉन्स किए हैं अगर वो एक्सटिंक्ट भी हो जाते हैं तो वो फिर से अपीयर हो जाते हैं, दे अपीयर अगेन। सो जो डिसअपीयरेंस हुआ है लर्न रेस्पॉन्स का, विच इज नोन एज एक्सटिंक्शन, so we recover that learned response again and that is known as spontaneous recovery. So spontaneous recovery occurs after a learned response is extinguished. Suppose an organism has learned to meet response for getting reinforcement and then the reinforced response is extinguished and some time lapses. A question now may be asked whether the response is completely extinguished, so will not occur if the CS is presented. So it has been demonstrated that after lapse of considerable time, the learned or CR recover and occurs to the CS. The amount of spontaneous recovery depend on the duration of the time lapsed after the extinction process. The longer the duration of the time lasts, the greater is the recovery of the learned response. Such a recovery occurs spontaneously. ऐसे recovery spontaneously occur होते हैं. So let me draw some of the figure which make you to understand these things. Spontaneous recovery. It can be seen from this kind of graph. Okay, so here is the strength of the CR. It is, this line shows the strength. This line shows the strength of the CR and this line shows the tries. CR क्या है? Condition response. What is CR? Condition response. ठीक है, जो ऐसे response जो condition है already. ठीक है, आप this is come the first line, then come the second line, then again come the third line. The first one is the acquisition, यानी learning trial CS plus US, यानी condition stimulus plus unconditioned stimulus साथ में है. फिर सेकेंड स्टेज में CS alone है, यानी कंडीशन यहाँ पे एक्सटिंक्शन हो रहा है. ठीक है, एक्सटिंक्शन को E से डिनोट किए हैं. ठीक है, देन यहाँ पे आपका स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी हो रहा है. दिस इज द थर्ड. स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी डिनोटेड बाय द SR. यहाँ पे भी CS अलोन है. Now what is the graph? Okay, I hope you all have seen this. This line is showing the strength of the CR. This line is about the trials and this is the CR and US, यानी conditioned stimulus and unconditioned stimulus are together. So you can see the graph is going like this. Now यहाँ पे CS alone है तो extinction हो रहा है. आप देख सकते हैं ग्राफ नीचे जा रहा है. एंड सम टाइम रेस्ट देने के बाद अगर हम ये रेस्ट दे, R फॉर रेस्ट, सो रेस्ट अगर देते हैं तो फिर यहाँ से ये स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी होता है. तो कुछ रेस्ट, अगर कोई भी लर्न रिस्पॉन्स एक्सटिंग्विश्ड भी हो रहे हैं पर उसको कुछ समय के बाद हम लोग थोड़ी देर के लिए रेस्ट दें तो वो ऑटोमेटिक स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी भी उनकी हो जाती है. एंड इट इज वेरी मच अंडरस्टैंड बाय दिस ग्राफ what is spontaneous recovery. And this is also play a very important role. You all note it down in your notes copy, as well as you will mention this graph in your examination also. when the spontaneous recovery topic will come, and when we discuss about the key learning processes. So basically 4 key learning processes we have discussed, and I hope you understand the topic very well. Still, if you find any of the doubt, you will ask in the classroom, children. कोई भी डाउट आपको इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड हो रहा, आप क्लासरूम में पूछेंगे, वीडियोस ज़रूर देखेंगे, और जितने क्वेश्चंस आप पूछोगे आपके डाउट्स उतने ही क्लियर होंगे. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू ऑल टू आस्क मोर एंड मोर क्वेश्चंस. सो आई जस्ट से थैंक यू सो मच टू यू ऑल for observing this video and listening to me for a longer period of time. Thank you so much.